blackened wings they shone as night.
It's a long way to nowhere, and I'm leaving very soon. On the way, we pass so close to the backside of the moon. Hey, join the traveler if you got nowhere to go. Hang your head and take my hand. It's the only road I know. No, lonely is the word. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've been higher than stardust. I've been seen upon the sun. I used to count in millions then, and now I only count in one. So come on, join the traveler if you got nowhere to go. Hang your head and take my hand. It's the only road I know. Yeah, lonely is the word. Got to be the saddest song I've ever heard. Talk about the millions of people suffering from depression. Like myself, we eat alone, we sleep alone, wake up alone, talk to no one on the phone. Thank God for the good people who have synergy, smooth. Made more friends in the last year or two than me in the last 20. I know I can count on a few that had my back from day one, and they'll have it again, and I'll have their back till day's end. That's all, man. Just connect. Everyone's there. Everyone's willing to help you. But we gotta know that you need it or that you want it. So don't cocoon up. Just come say hi. Much love to and from the Synergy community. All right, man. Peace.
It's been the Wolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinement. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brenda Wolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can.
Welcome everyone to Phoenix Talks. We are in episode season 2, number 27.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So much. Wow. Quickly approaching 100 episodes. We're gonna have to.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
That's impressive.
It is impressive that we've had this much to talk about. We've even got more to talk about. But let me give a quick shout out to Mr. Rock and Cherry. Thank you so much for sending that in. That was a song.
That's a great song.
It is a great song, and it was one that he had recorded for the Suicide Prevention or Suicide Awareness Month. That one of the other radio stations that he mentioned in the song in Synergy, they do one of these marathons every year for awareness. So he had recorded specifically for that. So that's why that radio station got mentioned in the song. Thank you so much, because the doesn't matter who it was recorded for, the message is still as powerful and as needed as the one in that song. And such a great opener today. Let's get the introductions out of the way. I'm Micah Brenda Wolf Grant, and this is my lovely co-host.
Hello, Reverend Diane here. Nice to see you, or not see you.
Well, you can see them better if you put your glasses on. Anyway. So, it came up in conversation last week about
it did.
how lonely it can be when you are entering into your own authenticity. So we were like, let's talk about that, because there is such a thing as authentic loneliness.
Right. And it came up, Mike had posted something or a comment regarding what happens after you do this and after you do that. And this is like what happens, after you set boundaries with people and, drop people off and you start the healing journey. And so my initial reaction was, well, you can be lonely for a minute.
Yeah.
And here we are. And I think this is an important topic because nobody really talks about it. Everybody's like,
not enough.
Yeah, healing is great. It's not all sunshine and roses. And one of the most interesting experiences during the healing journey is definitely the excruciating loneliness that follows you reaching a certain level of healed and lack of tolerance for things that are not aligned with you. So like once you start setting boundaries and saying no to people and distancing yourself from relationships that aren't aligned, and it's like, where did everybody go? Well, they don't align. They resonated away somewhere else. Where does that leave you? That leaves you now standing there by yourself, wondering, where did everybody go? So when that loneliness sets in, sometimes people can go down a darker rabbit hole and a deeper rabbit hole.
Absolutely. And
feel a little bit of helplessness and loneliness as far as like, who do I have to turn to? And I have no one. And now I really have no one. Whatever they're experiencing. So we definitely, Mike, I don't know what branches you're going to take on this topic, but I definitely want to help people navigate through that period of time and assist themselves with mindset shift and allowing themselves to uh, take intentional actions towards opening up doors for introducing new energy that is more aligned. But I
You
think
know,
it's important to say how normal this is to feel that excruciating loneliness.
oh yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, I still, a couple of years ago, when I was just entering the world of coaching, I will never forget this post that I saw that said that when you decide to live an authentic life, you will lose 99% of the people that you know. And that was like, huh? I barely got anybody to lose now. What do you mean I'm going to lose 99% of the people
Right,
that I know?
right.
But it's more true than most people want to admit. And one of the things that people don't tell you when you're looking at coaching ads and positive mindset tricks and all of these things that are in line with entering into your own authenticity and moving away from where you've been, because something inside clicked and you started talking about it. And thank you, cookies on our phones, because our phones are listening.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, starting to see these little hints. Okay, we don't care why it was created, we don't care how it was created, but all of a sudden it's in your face.
Yeah.
And you've made these decisions out loud and got a response. So if you ever think that if you're putting an intention that it's not heard, your phone's listening.
Right,
If nobody else is, your phone is listening.
right.
Your iPad, your computer, whatever. So you click on and you start to look at things. Something in what you read or something in you hear starts to resonate. Things inside start to wake up. This is the pathway to authenticity. This is how it begins.
Mhm.
Because you've been so bogged down, you're so tired of where you've been that all of a sudden you start talking about it out loud, and then all of these little hints start coming, and then you start resonating, and then you find yourself making comments in posts to people that you talk to. You have a different energy. It's slightly elevated from where it was. They notice, whether you tell them or not, they notice.
Right.
Holly Jammer is determined to make us laugh tonight.
That's funny.
But once they start noticing, if they don't align with that, if they don't resonate with that, if they are in a place where they want you, the old you, to stick around, first they'll push. And if you don't push back, or if you don't go back into who you were, they start pulling away.
Hmm.
And this is just the basics.
Right, right,
Just the very basics.
right. I mean, in that kind of dynamic too, there's a little smidge of rejection that precedes the loneliness. But the reality is your spirit is rejecting them. You can no longer tolerate what it is that they bring to the table because it's not aligned with you. It's not resonating with you. It's time to move on. And so knowing that you tend to unintentionally isolate. And in that isolation is your opportunity to be in your own energy and decide how you really feel and what you really think all by yourself without any other influence on you or around you and without anyone else's voices, speaking projections at you. Uh, that isolation period, that lonesome time is meant for you to solidify who you believe you are and who you choose to be. In
Yeah.
doing that, and in taking actions in directions that are aligned with who you are, you will start to be introduced to and placed on the path of like-minded, like vibration individuals. And you have to
Yeah.
be open to receiving or being open to inviting others into your space. Now, cautiously, of course, because you're on the healing journey and one wrong person can set you backwards. And if they do, and if it is meant to happen, understand that too is just for you to recognize what patterns of behavior you're still repeating so that you can do something different to have a different experience.
Right.
Yes.
Before we get too much
Yeah.
further, there was a beautiful comment made, and I know that it's one that you can speak to because you also have ADHD.
Yes.
So I'd like for you to speak on Sandra's comment. As an autistic person with Asperger's syndrome, I quickly become saturated and often withdraw to regain my strength. Solitude is my
Yes.
So this isn't exactly what we're pointing to.
Right.
So I wanted to give Diane a moment to speak on that, since I know that she can relate a little bit more.
Okay, so I'm ADHD. I'm on that spectrum, and I fully believe in intentional self-isolation in order to reset your nervous system and maintain regulation. I think that is absolutely 1,000% important for us to recognize within ourselves what it is that our needs are for the length of time, for what that looks like for us, for what it is that we need to do in order to assist ourselves back into a replenished state of being so that we can take on the next round of whatever stimulation we're going to end up with. Thank you for bringing that up, Sandra, because that really is very important. So the solitude and isolation that you choose to nurture yourself and bring yourself back up into a healthy state and place. I don't know that there's loneliness in there.
No.
Not because
I just
I
wanted
feel
to
like
make sure that people
right,
understood the difference, because there is chosen loneliness or chosen solitude and isolation, and then there is
right.
the feeling that everybody that you have ever known suddenly aren't there.
And it's also like, who do I turn to? Everyone
Right.
comes to me for the things, but who do I have? And so when you're
Yep.
healing and you're not resonating with people, you wouldn't go to them. And that's kind of what happens, is that you feel that sense of like, well, I don't have anyone. But then you also, because you're healing and you're going through the things, if there are people, you're still healing. So you haven't quite gone to the point where you are comfortable asking for assistance or asking to be received and held space for. So there's that in between limbo stage where you're in the process of healing. People have dropped off. Whoever you could turn to is unnecessary in your journey at the moment, because you're still working through your own ability to function under those circumstances, and you don't want to project onto anyone else or push your own needs onto someone else because you don't believe that you're at a place where you're not going to be a burden yet. So that's stuff that breeds loneliness. That's not like a place of like, oh, I'm good, I'm okay with my own company, and I can work things out and connect dots at speedy rates, and it's a little bit different when you're in that limbo stage. And she's going to bark, don't mind her. It's because my friend is visiting and she's just looking for attention, so she's fine. Her needs are met. You'll get the Marie show. Yeah, so I don't want the loneliness that comes from the healing journey to be confused with self-isolation or self-preservation that occurs when you're honoring what your nervous system needs are in order to maintain regulation for yourself and function for yourself, especially on the spectrum, because the isolation is key. in maintaining.
That's a whole nother 45.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But the loneliness is that, who do I turn to? Is someone actually going to be there for me? Can I allow myself to be received? Can I allow myself permission to lean on someone else that is trusted and valued without feeling like a burden, without feeling guilty for expressing, without feeling like a loser, without feeling like a failure? All those weird in between limbo kind of healing journey things that create the sense of loneliness, right?
And without the internal question of, are they going to answer?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because you've made all of these changes and made all of these proclamations about yourself and who you are. And it's a tough
Mm-hmm.
road to stay in who you are
Right.
at first.
Right.
But in that time period, it's like, okay, I've been here and I've done this for all of these people, and now I just need somebody to hug, you know?
Right. But you have to ask, because if you don't ask, how are they
You just have to
supposed to
ask.
know? So
Exactly.
that breeds more loneliness when you hesitate to ask and feel guilty for asking, but then get resentful that nobody's there for you. But you didn't ask. How the hell am I supposed to know? So
Exactly. But and that gets mixed in with, okay, I need this particular person because I know that they'll answer, yet at the same time, when I get with them, I start to lose myself because we get along so well on that spectrum, in that idea, but I don't want to go back there. So there's this spiral and mental ping pong match that goes on in your mind that leaves, well, I have nobody.
mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Which is a lie we tell ourselves. It is a lie that we tell ourselves.
Right. And polyamorous, there's only one way to find out if they're going to reciprocate our energy, and that is to share our energy and see if it is reciprocated. But we also have to ask for those needs to be met so that they understand what needs to be reciprocated.
Right.
So that's up to us, and that's an action item that we can take towards ourselves to open up our door to not be lonely. The other aspect is this is your opportunity to really truly get to know who you are and become more solid with yourself. And so there's nothing in your way and no one holding you back or no one that you have to answer to or be obligated by or whatever the circumstances are. When you're in that period of isolation, you get to shed all the layers that aren't even yours to keep. And it's super important for you to become comfortable in your own company because you can alleviate your own loneliness by doing things that you enjoy, by filling your own cup, by fulfilling your soul. Get creative, get playful, get whatever. Do something, learn something that you've been wanting to learn, do something that you've been wanting to do. It's your turn to get to know who you truly are, to become a more solid person. Yeah. A lot of people aren't comfortable with being alone. They're not used to it. Yeah. Right.
Especially
So,
if you're around people a lot.
yeah. Right. It's an opportunity for you to exercise getting to know yourself.
Right. And part of
Mhm.
authenticity is being able to voice
Mhm.
who you are, what you want, what you desire, what you need.
Mhm.
And if those
Right.
if all of those can't be met by the people that you have in your life, bye-bye.
Right. So now, can I just dial it back a little bit and go back to the neurodivergent brain spectrums
Okay.
of, because there is a different type of loneliness that is affiliated with neurodivergence.
Okay.
because our operating system functions very differently, we cannot relate to most people, and most people cannot to relate to us. It's like um, uh, the analogy of the computer, like most people are operating on Windows 2 and the neurodivergent brain is on Windows 11.
Yeah.
And so there's a giant gap sometimes, which makes the neurodivergence in general on
Yeah.
the wherever you are on the spectrums in it of itself can be lonely because it's hard for you to relate to the general population.
Right.
That's why us neurospices go gaga over each other because, ooh, another one. We can unmask and be totally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like
I mean, I'm neuro something.
right.
We don't know
And the other
exactly what.
thing,
It doesn't matter.
right. And the processing speed of our brains, it gets a little mundane if you have to wait for someone to catch up all the time, which is what and it's not an intelligence thing. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally a processing speed. That's all it is, because the other person will eventually get there. However, their operating system gets them there.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with intelligence.
It may not sound like it, but sometimes my mind is like an old library with the drawers and the Dewey Decimal System.
Mhm.
So there'll be times where somebody will ask me a question and I will be thumbing through in my head trying to find the
Right.
answer, because number one, I don't want to sound stupid.
Right.
I don't want to give
Right.
the wrong answer. I want to be able to give the right answer. But by the time that I get to it, they're bored, have left.
Yeah. Right. So for the neurodivergents out there, find your other neurospices and find a new hyperfixation for you to focus your energy on so that you don't feel as lonely. Because neurodivergents, I think, are already more comfortable with themselves because they're used to feeling like an outsider in their own experience, because the operating systems are so different.
Yeah, Polymers said, I don't overthink. My server is just. I've heard that if you add caffeine, it'll slow it down.
Yeah. Just a little bit, though.
Just a little bit.
Yes. But it is what it is. But for whether you're neurotypical brain or neurodivergent brained, the loneliness part is going to occur. And even though it looks different for the different experiences, it stems from needing that outside human connection. Number one, because we're so used to it. So it takes a minute to adjust to just being with your own energy and occupying your own time. And also you getting yourself into that place and state of building your own community of your choosing. So that's going to be the transition from super lonely to I'm comfortable with my own experiences and company to, oh, look, other weirdos like me, like, and here's a new tribe. You know what I mean? Like,
they exist. Oh my God, they exist. They're out there. They found me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Things like that.
Yes. And emotional regulation especially is key. Practicing regular conscious awareness of self and emotional regulation is super duper important to be able to function as a neurodivergent brain in this society, as it's not built for our brains. So there's a lot of overstimulation and understimulation that happens simultaneously. Yes.
And everybody knows what happens when the topic gets overstimulated.
Yes. Yes. So here's what I'd like. Here's homework for everybody. Here's the challenge for everybody, because I know everybody's experiencing some level on the loneliness scale because everyone's on somewhere in their healing journey. So I want you to pick a friend that you have existing that you would go to in the event of emergency, or when you know, that you can trust and that you value and that you do go to, um, even if not often, because you still have to work through that stuff. But I want you to go to that friend and ask them, would it be okay for you to reach out to them if you needed to? And if you ask them if they had 8 minutes, that means that you really need to talk and just get it off your system, and just have somebody be there and hold space for you. And so,
Apologize.
with the lifelong lesson plan, it's transformational coaching. You know, you got to have a plan. Yes. Yes. But go to someone that you trust already and that you do normally go to, and ask them if they would do that for you, because you probably don't use them like that. You probably hold them for the event of something dire. So, open the door for yourself to have someone to reach out to, because people can offer, like, oh, you can always reach out to me, I'm here for you, but you may not want to talk to them. Number one, you may not want to explain yourself. Number two, you may not want to, and this is part of the loneliness thing, that because you've already talked yourself out of reaching out to somebody, because they are not going to be able to understand you and reach you. And then you have to explain where you're at in your healing journey, and that's extra work. And that's not what you have the
And
capacity
then
for.
there's weirdos like me who, every time I hear that, what she just described, it's like, okay, so I'm not actually a choice. You are actually showing me that we aren't aligned if I have to always ask, if I always have to reach out, if I always have to go over. This is a one way. You'll be a friend of mine, you'll be close to me as long as I am staying in contact with you and I am initiating. This is a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
And the emotions that come up as a result of feeling that, ow, we can just sum it up.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Yeah.
Because it stings, it hurts, and you're just like, okay, I'm trying to be me, the real me, and wanting to spend time with you because I like you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you can call me at any time. Where you at the rest of the time?
Right. Well, this is where you use your discernment, though. You have to really ask yourself, how did they make you feel when you share anything with them? Do they actually give you some solid advice if you even ask for it? Do they hold space for you when you just need space held? Do they make you feel judged? Do they make you feel loved? Do they make you feel peaceful? Do they make you feel scared? Like, how do you feel? How did they make you feel? If you feel like it's a safe person, allow yourself to share with them your journey, just to put it somewhere, because sometimes just verbally processing with another human being completely alleviates the loneliness. And there's got to be somebody that you appreciate, that you can hug too. I'm saying that because I want you to find somebody if there's nobody, just because we all go through weird periods and sometimes there isn't anybody seemingly, but there's always somebody. There really is.
I mean, we can't dismiss the timing of this, right?
Right. What's the timing of this?
No, not the actual clock. Just the timing of this, because we were kind of discussing this, even though we weren't supposed to be, prior to the show. Because while I don't feel alone, because I know I'm not. I mean, a lot of the viewers here are close friends that are watching this live, and a lot of people that I talk to on a daily basis are close friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're not here, and that's not a guilt trip, but I have virtual connections with hundreds of people.
Right. Right. Right.
I have very little human connection. And that's where the
Right.
authentic loneliness, and that's why this is such a great topic, because personally I can relate to it.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
more that I came out of my shell, started being who I am, the
Right.
fewer people that used to in my physical world reach out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So this is a
Right.
great conversation because I can totally relate to authentic loneliness.
Right. Right.
And there are times it's really heavy.
Right. And you could be surrounded by people every single day that you actually appreciate and like, and still feel loneliness because there's no core connection.
Right.
It's that deep human connection that we thrive on, that we seek. And so that's why I want you to each find your one person that you know is a core connection. It doesn't matter if you don't talk very often. It's just you always come back to it and it's always solid, right?
Right.
So, and if there's someone like that doesn't exist, allow yourself to be open to receiving other people who are aligned with you. Go out and do things that are aligned with you, and you'll meet people that are aligned with you.
Mm-hmm.
And get yourself somebody that you can speak to freely and frankly with regards to how you're processing things, and you'll be surprised. You got to use your discernment so that you know if you're giving it to the right container. And number two, you'd be surprised at how many folks relate and want to hear your healing journey.
Yep.
Because they're learning from you and you're inspiring them to help themselves. So don't
That's why Untriggered was
underestimate.
born, actually.
Why? What was born?
Untriggered.
Oh,
And not just my business, but the book too.
amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
Because that's part of that journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. So
Sorry, that was a shameless
no,
plug, but
please
it was
plug
perfect.
away. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I know we all get lonely from time to time, but we have to get ourselves through it with being comfortable with ourselves, getting ourselves out there in avenues that actually resonate, being very, very cautious with whom we share ourselves with and our energy with. Because honestly, it's, unfortunately, you might get weak in the loneliness and you might invite in someone who's going to set you backwards in a sense, figuratively speaking. Because they're not aligned with you, but you're lonely. So be stronger than your body chemistry and recognize that it's a temporary circumstance and part of the actual process of rebuilding. Because if you think about it, you can't build something brand new with really old pieces that don't fit. We can't take that stuff with us. So we're going to be naked for a while before we find new things that are going to fit just right. I'm reading what Karen is writing. Where's the friendship in that? Because I'm for unconditionality for how far that exists in this realm. What was that referring to?
I'm not certain.
Okay.
I'm not ignoring you, Karen. I see all of your comments, but I'm trying to figure out how to respond to them. And
I need more context for that because I'm not sure what that's referring.
yeah, we do need it. I know that there's a language barrier because she is translating to English in her mind.
Okay, gotcha.
So do try and give us a little bit more on that. Meantime, before it leaves my mind, I want to swing to the other side of the tree. Okay? Because let's say you have been a certain way all of your life. And this particular way has, whether it was intentional or not, pushed people away from you all of your life. And then, I mean, you were able to make friendships, you were able to have acquaintanceships, people didn't just hate you. but there was always a discomfort. And then all of a sudden, you make this authentic change in your life. You're a different person now. You're not who you used to be. And nobody is there. So what do you do then? Again,
Yeah.
it's finding like-minded people.
Build anew.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you look through your books, you look on Facebook, a name comes up from your past, you check to see if they're still around. You might even send them a friend request in hopes that they respond. Oh, wait, they responded. And then you try and have a conversation with them. They say, hey, how it's going, not really wanting the answer. But you answer them anyway. And then all of a sudden they're just like, block. Maybe not that bad. But then there's just kind of like, oh, well, that's cool. That's nice. And you know, the doorway is there for you to divulge a little bit more about, oh, I've discovered this amazing thing. I know that how I used to be, and I'm trying to hold myself. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. That's another side of authentic loneliness, where you are not liking how you were, not who you were, and deciding to make that change.
Yes.
Okay, back to Karen. When others, friends, only friend to also learn or to get inspired, feel better of themselves, cause you're not feeling great. Okay, all right. They just pieced together. What she's basically saying is that she is absolutely ecstatic that I wrote a book, wants to be able to be there in person to give me a hug and celebrate with me in person, but can't, and feels like she's not, or possibly feels like that's not a good friendship because she can't. Not true.
Yeah, we can't physically be around for our friends all the time. It's not possible. And ultimately, that's not where the connection is. Yes, human contact and physical connection is an important place of being a human being, but the connection is in the emotional connection, the mental connection. It's from the heart and the mind. And so that's where the support comes from. That's where the root of it comes from, that holding space for someone comes from the emotional connection.
Yeah, she realizing I used just specific, but earlier, and this last comment helped to make it sense, because earlier she was like, or those who only want to be there when you're in need and not celebrating when you're happy. Same thing. Other way around.
Yeah. Yes. And
it was out of order.
It's okay. I got it. You know, there's that loneliness of like the folks that want to be with you, but then can't. And so you're by yourself when that's not what you ever intended on or wanted. Yeah. And they wish they were there. So like there's that longing, that longing loneliness.
Yeah.
It comes in all types of branches.
it really does. I mean, you could be lonely because nobody ever comes see you. You could be lonely because you never get to go anywhere. Because
right.
my brain is not wanting to think in threes today. It's in twos only, apparently.
Right. Yes. And with social media, we can have human connection. We can have emotional connections across miles without ever having seen anyone. Those are also important connections. They really can help you. I mean, there was a few years ago before I was on my own healing journey, a random Facebook page was my savior. Strangers on the inside the computer were my only friends. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's okay. It's you don't need to have them in person. You don't need to have them right there. It's that emotional connection.
Most of our live viewers are from Rise Radio, and none of them are in the same room.
I'm in
Most of them
Ohio.
aren't even in the same country or county.
Yeah.
I mean, Sandra, can't remember if she's in Canada or France because I know that she is French. I just don't know
Okay.
if she's Canadian French or France French.
Yeah.
And Polyamorous, I believe she's in California. You're in Columbus.
Yes.
Sandra is in
So
France. Okay. And Karen
this
is in Holland.
France. Okay. So we're all over the place.
You're all over the
So
place.
the whole point is the loneliness is going to happen. It's what are you going to do to get yourself out of it? Are you going to stay lonely, or are you going to be comfortable with your own company? Are you going to allow yourself to focus on the longing, or are you going to allow yourself to redirect into doing stuff for yourself that will open up to new relationship connections and opportunities for you? So part of that whole process is to open yourself up to different things. That's also one of the hard
Oh, you're in
parts.
Washington.
And I
I
know
knew
we're
you
at
were on the West
6:45.
Coast. I
Okay.
knew she was on the West Coast. But
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
yeah, I know we're starting to get there. I mean, we're the whole time we haven't really been end of relationship or end of romantic loneliness. We're not talking about the type of loneliness when you move to a new place like you're experiencing now. That's a completely different. I'm so glad your soul sister's there because
Yeah. This is just through the healing
you've been
journey.
needing. Yeah, I mean, you've been needing.
Yes. Yes. One of my soul sisters came to visit me
The ones that
from
you
New
carry.
Jersey. So, and I do need it now because I'm allowing myself to heal through certain things. So I'm definitely like, oh, okay. But I got myself to this place because without me sharing, without me communicating, without me reaching out, without me being open to receiving the love that is offered to me, I'm going to remain in that isolation booth, and that's not healthy for me either. So you do have to, this is how you help yourself out, because you have to create this situation for yourself where you now have new people that are healthy for you. Yeah. We can do this topic again, but specifically about like the loneliness after a loss of a relationship, or the loneliness of the loss of a partner, whether it be through death or divorce or whatever. We can definitely go through all that.
Yeah, I'm not going to read Polyamorous's question out loud, but I will say that is session work. That's not here.
Okay. Yeah.
We can talk around that in a topic in the future, but on a personal level, that is session work. And we'll show you in just a minute how you can arrange that.
Yes, time to whip out the scan codes.
Yes, the scam codes. That's funny. We're going to put up the
QR
scam codes now.
Scan with an N at the end.
I know.
I'm dating myself. That's such a 1980s thing or whatever. I don't even know. It is so old sounding. I just turned 51, everyone, just so you know how old I am. So
always be older than you. It's not. This isn't anything.
So everyone has their homework. Should we shamelessly plug?
To shamelessly close up a thought. When you make the decision to step into who you are, I mean, you see everywhere around you the word authenticity being used, and it's shoved down your throat like asparagus or Brussels sprouts or some other food that you don't like. Just trying to tell you that it's okay to be you. Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be lonely at times? 100%. But when you realize that you can sit in a room by yourself without the need for what you've been through, and not because you chose to sit in a room by yourself so that you could release. When you give yourself permission and it's okay, then you're ready to open up the door to your real peace. You don't have to stop loving those who are not authentically aligned with you. You don't even have to, but you will what you accept from them. And
Right.
what you accept inside, in your energy, in your thoughts, in your responses, in your boundaries.
Right. Right.
And until that point, fuck them.
Yes. And if you're feeling
And that's
and if you're feeling completely lonely inside your relationship, it's time to leave. You're being emotionally neglected. Sorry.
no, she's not.
Sorry, not
You're not
sorry.
sorry. If you want to have a conversation with her,
You
let's
can
move
find me
ourselves
here.
out of the way. We're going to move ourselves out of the way.
Yes, yes, come find me. Or on Facebook or on Instagram. And it's just my name, Diane Rose DiBiase. Diane R. DiBiase. It's on there somewhere, I think. Yes.
The link is in the description. That will go direct to her Facebook page.
Thank you.
Follow and message requests. So that's there every week. I
Yes.
make sure that it's there, and Healing Rose is
Yes.
there as well. I think I got to double check, but I usually try and make sure that it's there. But yes, scan code, give her a look. I'm going to help her shamelessly plug, and then later on, I'm going to charge her for helping her get her elevator pitch.
A finder's fee.
Not a finder's fee, just a worded fee.
So many words.
That's okay. I need one. I need somebody to say for me.
All right, Micah, it's your turn now. Let's
All
put
right.
your lovely pieces up there. And you always have such amazing stuff going on. So fill us in. Come on.
Oh my God, it gets longer and longer. Okay. If you haven't joined Evolve and Emerge, there it is, right there. Join it now, because there's something special coming on August 1st, but I'll tell you about that in a second. Brenda Wolf Untriggered. Untriggered.net is my website. It has all of my pricing and a lot more about what it is that I do and how I do it. So I don't want to bore you each and every week with that, but scan the QR code or click on the links in the description. Either way, you can get there and check things out. And available now, this QR code will take you directly to my brand new book called Untriggered: The Phoenix Path to Owning Your Own Fire. You can get the Kindle copy. It's $5.55.
Yes.
And one of our Rise members already purchased it, and she said every word that she has read so far is exactly what she needs to hear.
Wonderful. I love it.
How's that for
A wonderful endorsement.
right?
Yes. I love it.
Thank you, Hattery. And next Friday in Evolve and Emerge only. Nowhere else. Not here, not on Brindle's Vision, not on the messengers, not on my Facebook page, not even on my website. Only here. I will be having specials on that day. And I'm not telling you what they are until.
Yay.
That's your only hint. That's your only cue and clue. Oh, cue. See what I did there? But yes.
Awesome.
The print versions will be released next Friday and over in Evolve and Emerge at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Wonderful.
Join me. And if you can't join me, the replay will be up and the offers will be available for that day. So make sure you check the group if you can't make the live stream.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to pull it.
You heard it live.
You heard it here. You heard it first. You heard it
yes.
live. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone.
And you asked for it. So next week, since it's my turn,
Yes.
we broke up. Now what?
Perfect.
Hey.
Yes. That's a great topic. Let's do it.
So next week on Phoenix Talks, we're going to talk about we broke up. So now
Right.
what? Where that goes, who knows? But until then, have an amazing week.
Thank you, everyone.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yay.
Thanks for tuning in. Do us a favor. If you're watching this over on YouTube and you're watching the replay, just mention in the comments that you're watching the replay. This way we know who it's getting out to, and we can reach out and say thank you.
Yes.
So
thank you, guys.
make it a great.
We love you.
Love you guys so much. Be sure to love yourselves.
Yes.
And keep going.
Yes.
It's Brenda, Wolf, and Diane. So listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way.